Welcome to my little space, where heart and hook stitch up a place, where we can together make a refuge, safe for all our sake. I had a shipping day today, so here's what went out. So I'm working on these little hearts that I like to tie onto my packages for shipping as an extra little surprise and thank you gift, a little freebie. This is a super simple, quick to work up heart pattern that I found online several years ago, and I've just had it memorized ever since. I'm not even sure exactly where to tell you to find it, but if you just search up, it's easy to find heart patterns. And if you're a crocheter who knows what they're doing, I'm sure you could figure out what I'm doing by watching me here. I had the opportunity today to mom the shit out of the day, which I'm really happy that I was able to do. That being said, I didn't actually get all that much crocheting done, but I also did get a good amount of like video editing and stuff done. This morning I photographed that fairy top crochet pattern by Of Mars, and that photo shoot ended up at the end of last week's video. And so now, I also showed you this. I had the first leg done of my next Nana. But now, tomorrow is Wednesday, and I need to have her done. So I'm going to be working on that tonight. And I also got an order for somebody wanting one of these flying spaghetti monsters as a birthday gift. And it's going to Canada, and I need to make sure I get it to them on time. So I'm actually going to bump this ahead of my other couple orders that I have on hand, because the other couple orders that I have, they're like 2 small complete dolls and a horse, and that's all going to take a lot of time. This is already almost done, as you can see. I found this sitting in a cabinet that I forgot about. So I actually have a big batch of flying spaghetti monsters that all the parts are made, but not even stitched together. This is already stitched together. I just need to like position the noodles and tack them in place. That's all this guy needs. So I'll finish this to ship at least by Thursday, day after tomorrow, because I do need to get this Nana done and posted, and yeah. So now I need to upload this video and then get to crocheting. Working down to the line on Nana Gaga. Well, I've totally done this to myself. You know, this is my own pet project as like self-flagellation for our country electing Trump. And I have orders to get to, but I needed to get this done by today. And we still have sunlight, so I still have time to finish this and photograph it. I just have to work fast now. In thinking of being inspired by Lady Gaga,
One bit really stood out to me in my memory of something she said back when she was being accused, in quotation marks, accused of having a penis, and being questioned about whether she's a hermaphrodite or trans. She basically refused to answer. She didn't deny the rumors, and I love that she didn't want to contribute to any stigma around trans people or intersex people. This is also your weekly reminder of my Nanas Against Trump and Fascism project, and all of the ones I have available are in my shop. Link is in the description box. Any that I sell, all the proceeds will be going to the ACLU minus $10 so that I can ship it. I did it. I stitched it together, so it's ready to go. Because I was wanting to get this one in the mail quickly, it was the only thing that shipped out this day, so I didn't have a whole lineup of items. This one shipped out on its own, so I felt like giving it its own little fun photo shoot. Even though I make a ton of these, I don't normally photograph each one especially.
Okay, so as you saw, I finished that flying spaghetti monster and I shipped it off just now. Just got home from that. And I went ahead and got started on 2 Kamala dolls. Yesterday, I went into my yarn cabinet to pull out some yarns for some yarn planning for a custom horse that I also have to do. And my partner was here and I think I startled him a little because I went, oh! And he's like, what? I said, I held up the skein of yarn. I did have a partial skein of Kamala skin tone. I thought I needed to go shopping for it. So this morning I made 2 heads and 2 hands. These hands have 2 more rows of the arm than these hands do, because these ones are for the suit Kamala. So she's going to have the sleeve color that comes all the way down to the hands. And this one is going to be the Pride Kamala, both for the same customer. So I thought I would just do all the skin part first. Then I put that skein of yarn away. And then next, I'm just going to batch make these like 2 at a time, even though they're 2 different dolls. I don't know why, but I feel like I make faster. I mean, it's slower progress, but I like getting them done at the same time. So the next step I'm going to do is their torsos. The suit Kamala is going to have a silver shirt, and this is silver with sparkly, like a metallic thread running through it, with dark blue, navy blue as the very bottom of the torso, which means it's like the top of the pants. And then the Pride Kamala is going to have a black shirt with white pants. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to make their 2 torsos, and then the next step is to stuff their heads and embroider their faces. So let's go.
Here I'm crocheting the torso for the suit Kamala, and I went ahead and did the other torso for the Pride Kamala off camera. And once again, I thought you might enjoy seeing me embroider the face on one of these. I did the first face off camera, and now I'm stitching the second face. And one reason why I like to do 2 at a time is because I can make the faces basically exactly the same. I can reference one when I'm doing the second one to stitch exactly in the same spots, because when I do one here and there, like with months apart, they don't always go in exactly the same holes, all the different parts of the face embroidery. They pretty much are pretty consistent, but not always exactly the same. And since these are both going to the same customer, it's kind of just nice to do 2 at once.
Okay, we are at the stage of these dolls that I like to call the tuning fork stage, because don't they look like little tuning forks? If you know about music and instruments, you'll know what I'm talking about. Look it up, tuning forks. Anyway, I thought I have the jackets and the arms already made, but I'm going to make their hair and attach their hair first, and then I can attach everything else, and then they'll be done. So I'll be finishing them soon today. But I also wanted to tell you, one of the packages, so last video I complained about USPS messing up my delivery of packages to Star Lily. Well, she was able to pick up one of the packages today. The other package is not ready yet, or it's not there ready for her to pick up yet. So hopefully it gets there soon. But so she was able to get one of the packages, and it had 2 of the Flower of Life shrugs in it, plus a bunch of Flower of Life hoods. And because she wanted to restock those as well. So she bought the ones that I already made. The other package has 8 of the shrugs. So I was hoping that that was the package that was there for her to pick up. I didn't know which one was which tracking number. But so she got the one with the only 2 shrugs. Oh well, she said, it's okay, I wanted those hoods too. So she was going to hang one of them up, and somebody came by and just bought it right then. And then moments later, somebody else bought the other one of the 2 shrugs that were in that package. So within moments of those shrugs entering their boutique, they sold. So I'm really proud. You know, those were both pretty wild ones, done in my style lately of not having the 3 panels repeating in terms of like the yarns for each row. So they're pretty wild. And so it's like, yeah, it's working. What I'm doing seems to be working. So I'm really excited about trying to dwindle my custom orders and get to making some more, because I really enjoy making them, and I'm super happy that I get to keep making them because people keep buying them. I didn't take photo booth pictures of these because I already have those. These are existing designs of mine that I've already made tons and tons of. I'm heading out of town for the weekend, so these are the yarns I'm packing for the next few projects. These are the yarns for my custom horse that is next on my list. So I'm making a look-alike horse as a memorial for somebody's horse. This is like a friend of the person who lost the horse has ordered it for them. And I'm working on this mostly at my partner's house, who, by the way, has just been adopted by a neighborhood cat. Now, there are tons of strays in the neighborhood that are totally feral, but this one is ready for her home, and she wants to be around people, and she is the sweetest cat I've ever met. Now look at her belly. Can you tell what's going on here? She's very pregnant. My partner was guessing within a week she might have her babies. As it turns out, this video was taken only 2 days before she had her babies. So today, the day I'm editing this, she's already had her babies. She had them yesterday. She had 6. It is so bad with the strays in his neighborhood, and his city won't do anything. He's tried. And so somebody's been poisoning the cats, which we understand they are a nuisance. But just recently, another litter was born in his backyard, and they all turned up dead. Slight trigger warning in case you don't want to see a towel with a little bit of blood and birthing juices on it. So his plan is to let her mother the kittens in a safe environment until he can get them all spayed and neutered, and then find homes for the kittens. I got some amazingly sweet reviews this week, and I just wanted to put them in here. I'm not going to take the time to read through them all. I feel like that's a little self-aggrandizing, but if you want to pause and read, please feel free. And I love that my customers are sending me photos of themselves
wearing the garments that I've made for them. This makes my heart happy. So I did a little bit of investigation. My customer who sent me screenshots of this actual horse that I'm making a memorial of, the screenshots showed an Instagram handle. So I went and looked because she only had 3 pictures of the horse and I couldn't see all that much. I couldn't see the hooves except for one front hoof. And so I went digging a little, and I saw that there was a video of this horse on that Instagram, and I saw a little bit of light tan right above the back right hoof, and then also the hooves looked more like a steely gray kind of color, or not quite charcoal, I think. But I didn't bring a gray with me. I was thinking of using like a darker beige than I have for this, for the hooves. But I think a gray would be a better match now that I've researched it a little bit, looked into it a little bit. So I don't have the color for the hooves. So you have to imagine the hooves are going to get on, they're going to get made on there after I get back home. But for now, so I will keep making the horse. I'll make the front 2 legs down to the hooves, above the hooves. I will stuff it, aside from the very bottoms, obviously, through the belly. It's always a challenge to stuff these horses. It's a whole project on itself, in and of itself, is to stuff these horses. And maybe I can finish the front legs, the ears, the eyes, and the little tiny white spot on its head. I also saw that this horse has a branding back here, but I couldn't really make it out. So I was thinking I would just stitch a little circle, maybe, to represent that. So, and then I can move on and I can finish it off with the hooves later. I've made several colander hats out of this exact brand of sparkly purple yarn, and I'm making another. Okay, admittedly, this one is weird, but I just take cream, and in about equal parts, I do cream and water, and I mix them together. And I did put a few ice cubes in this because I just used tap water and I wanted it cold. And then I sprinkle in some cinnamon. I don't measure anything. I sprinkle in some cinnamon and I drizzle in a little splash of vanilla. And I put, I think, 3 drops in this big bowl of milk that I made, 3 drops of sucralose, which is a sweetener, non-caloric, non-sugar sweetener. You can do a sweetener of your choice. You can do whatever kind of milk you want to do. I like doing just cream mixed with water. It works great for this. And then once I have my mixture, and of course the cinnamon wants to kind of stick to the top of the bowl, I mix it as well as I can, and then I sprinkle in pork rinds, and I kind of soak them one at a time, a few at a time, and eat them. And then I just keep sprinkling in pork rinds and eating them until I run low on milk. And this is my like sweet treat. It's like my guilty snack, except it's not guilty at all. And I do limit my artificial sweeteners, but I don't do this very often. But to me, it is so delicious. It's like cinnamon toast crunch or something like that. So now that I'm back home, I finished the horse and then I went on to finishing the colander hat.
Hello! I'm a bit sleep deprived. I probably have some bags under my eyes, but that's okay. As you can see, I've gotten onto making this sparkly purple colander hat, and you can really see the sparkles right there. It still needs the handles, so we'll be getting to that next. That doesn't take very long. And I thought I'd pop on here and take another video clip so that I can start editing for tomorrow's new chapter. So the reason I'm sleep deprived is that yesterday on our way home from my partner's place, we had just gone on the freeway. It's about an hour drive, and a bunch of scary lights started just lit up on my dash. You know, check engine and the big red exclamation mark and a triangle. The car wasn't making any noises. I have the sort of first generation Prius, so it was a 2008. So it's like, you know, I've been driving it for 16 years. I pulled off of the freeway, called my AAA roadside assistance, got that in order. But my son and I had to sit in the car, and it was like 103, 104 degrees. So we were sitting on the one side of the car that had a little bit of shade from the car. And we had about a half an hour to wait out there. So not too bad. At least we were both like hydrated at the start. We only had a little bit of a can of bubbly water with us that I was just like, that's yours, you drink it. And while we were waiting for the tow truck to come, first of all, my partner, because we weren't that far from his house, he came up and met us up there. He said, well, if the tow truck takes longer than it's supposed to, then you at least can wait in the cool car with me. But just after he got there, the tow truck got there, and we went off. So my kid and I rode in the tow truck all the way up to the dealership where he dropped off my car. However, it is Sunday. It was Sunday yesterday of Labor Day weekend, so the dealership was closed. So I had to fill out a little envelope, put my key in it, in a drop box, and I had to have my mom come pick me up. Also, my boy and I were about to go pick up my daughter from her friend's house and bring her home. So my mom had to go pick up my daughter and then come pick us up. However, my daughter started getting sick feeling in the car on the way down, and so they stopped at our house first to drop her off before coming to get us. So we had to wait a little longer in the heat at the dealership. Speaking of heat, I'm starting to get warm in this hat, so I'm going to take it off while I finish the story. But basically, she dropped off my daughter at the house, who went on to start throwing up at the house. Ended up coming and getting us, me and my son, at the dealership. So at least there was a shady spot for us to wait. But still, like I said, it was like 104 degrees by the time she got there to pick us up. And I don't do heat very well at all. I was feeling very, very weak and just like dreaming about a cold shower. So, but to backtrack a little bit, the coolest little bit of this story, I feel like, is that while we were waiting, before my partner and the tow truck came to join us, we were just sitting on the side of the road. Another car pulled over, and they pulled back up. They pulled out in front of us and then backed up closer to us. And I realized, okay, these people are here to see if we're okay. And the guy got out and he goes, hey, you have a flat tire or something? I was like, no. I was like, there's something, signal lights saying something's terribly wrong with the car. So I pulled over, and he goes, well, I'm a mechanic and I have a diagnostic thing I could run. And I was like, it's okay. I really appreciate you stopping, but like we have help on the way. We're going to get towed. And he's like, okay, cool. And then he goes, by the way, I stopped. I couldn't see who you guys were. I couldn't see if it was a pretty lady or a man or what, just so you know. I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we said our goodbyes and we went back to our separate cars. And but before they left, somebody came out of the passenger side, another man, and he carried over a cold beverage for us. It was like an electrolyte, Gatorade type of drink, not Gatorade, but something like that. And he handed it to us. It was sealed, it was cold, and he said, just in case, it takes longer than expected. And we're, thank you so much. That is so sweet. Gave it right to my son. Have some sips of this. Boy, drink up. First priority, make sure my kid is okay. And we were both okay. We really were. But that was really, really sweet. Good Samaritans for sure. They took off. We had this cold beverage. He just took a few sips. Very soon, my partner came, and then immediately, the tow truck came. We rode up there. Eventually, when we got back home, we realized, okay, my daughter's been throwing up. We need a drink kind of like this. And he had only drunk a little bit down, so the rest became, the sipping beverage for my daughter who was throwing up all night. So the Good Samaritans helped us in ways that they have no idea that they helped us. So she was drinking the Good Samaritan drink that they gave us when we were on the side of the road, just in case we needed water or beverage in the over 100-degree heat. So then, she was sick all night, and eventually, like 2 o'clock in the morning was her last round of sickness. And so I just told her, get comfy on the couch. She slept on the couch. I slept in a recliner, and I don't do super well sleeping out in the living room because I'm allergic to the cat, and the cat sleeps on the recliners and stuff. So I kind of draped a t-shirt over the back where she perches a lot of the time, so that at least I don't have her dander right there. There's a barrier of the t-shirt. But then I had to sleep very lightly because I had to keep blocking her from jumping up and sleeping on me. So, I love my kitty, but I didn't want to wake up not able to breathe at all. So that being said, I got very little sleep, and now I'm drinking my second cup of coffee, and I'm getting some work done, and I'm fighting off a headache. So at some point I will take a nap. I do need to do some, at least bare bones editing on this video to get it put together. I need to photograph my horse, which I finished, and I need to get this hat finished and the little Flying Spaghetti Monster necklace finished, and I want to photograph those also. So I'd like to get those all into this video. It's interesting, getting items made, getting videos made, and trying to decide, do I want to crunch to try to finish these and photograph them to get them into this video, or should I just let those be in the next week's video? There's always some sort of overlap, but I feel like it's nice if it works out such that you see me making the items and then you see the finished photographs of the items in the same video. It's not always going to work out that way. It oftentimes doesn't, but we'll see. Depending on what I can get finished, I think I can get finished, like what I said, to photograph today or tomorrow for this week's video. And I need to rest at some point.
So I first finished my Flying Spaghetti Monster themed stuff, including this necklace that I adapted from my pattern for the Flying Spaghetti Monster ornament, before beginning my next Nana. So here I've spread out all of my smallest scrap balls of yarn and I've begun to make Nana John. Now this is named after John Stewart, who has a special place in my heart. I accidentally didn't record sound, so you just have to imagine sounds of rain, but it was exactly the time I had planned to go out and do a photo shoot, and it suddenly started pouring. So I waited until it cleared enough. While in the end stages of editing this video, I was able to get word from the dealership about what's wrong with my car, and it is not completely catastrophic, so it's not like I need to be looking for a new car right now or anything like that. I will be able to go pay for the fixes and probably get my car back today. So with that, I will sign out. Crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun. Come see it through. Subscribe and I'll create for you.